Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. And today I'm gonna just do a quick review on the 23andMe DNA testing kit. So I bought the testing kit in November 2020 during the Black Friday sale, and just wanted to really find a bit more out about my heritage and also any issues with my own health, really just for precaution purposes. And I've already heard the software app is actually quite good, and also the company itself is actually quite reputable. So I just wanted to try it out. And maybe if we just have a look, see what this company is all about. So 23andMe, looking on Wikipedia, is a private company in the biotech industry. So it looks like it's funded in 2006, 14 years ago, and making a revenue of, well, $500 million, which is quite significant. And it's a private company, so there's not much information being disclosed, and with an employee of around just under 700 people. And if we look at the report which I received in December, and it actually gives quite a lot of information about your health and your ancestry. If we navigate into just the first part, the ancestry, so we can have a look. So just looking at my own DNA, as you can see, actually breaking out into different regions. And I am, as you can see, 97% Chinese and 2.7% Korean, which I wasn't really expecting that, and 0.2% Central Asian. I've never thought I had any Central Asian heritage. And if I just click into the report and drill into a bit further, so the detail is actually quite extensive. It tells me where I'm actually likely to be from. So he's saying that, okay, I am well, Chinese, Han Chinese, and based on the evidence of my ancestry, I'm likely to be from, okay, Guangdong, Jiangsu, Zhejiang, all those lists of the provinces in China. And looking at the next section, I've got a little bit of the Korean heritage. So there's under 3%. Okay. So it doesn't really tell me much about where I'm from in Korea. Just saying, you know, the general area would be, okay, Seoul and blah, blah, blah. So on, so on. I don't know how accurate that is, but then, well, it's told by my DNA report. And here there's also detail on my Central Asian heritage, only 0.2%. So that's regions like Kazakhstan and all those areas in Central Asia, and tells me more about the culture and also the country itself, and what kind of history we have in Central Asia. Okay, we go to the next section and looking at the report itself. So here provides a good summary of the DNA variant. So it's literally the same as what we just saw. And I don't have any other heritage in any other region. They're all zero, other than Chinese, Korean, and Central Asian. And what gets more interesting is the health and traits. So here, this section, the health highlight, will tell you the issues that I have in my genetic coding. It's really just a highlight to show you that the potential impact that you may have based on your genetic variation that you have in your body. And as you can see, you have age-related macular degeneration, which is only slightly increased risk. If you click into it, it will tell you what exactly it is and what DNAs they've detected, and tells you how you can prevent reduce the chances of developing the issue. So luckily I don't have any other items in my DNA that I need to be aware of. But you can see the list of items that you are being tested in here. You have kidney disease and Parkinson's disease and all those issues, and the majority of them I've never heard of. And there's also a section called the carrier status. So that's really telling you what kind of issues you may have, which may pass on to your next generation. So those genetics will be or likely to be passed on to your daughter or your son and your next generation. And here is more detail on the wellness, telling you whether you are likely to have flush when you consume alcohol, and unlikely to have flush. That is right, I agree to that, which is true. Caffeine consumption, likely to consume less. Well, I don't actually drink coffee at all, so that is true. Deep sleep, less likely to be deep sleeper. I think I sleep pretty well, so I have a question on that. And genetic weight, predisposed to weight above average, which is quite true. But what I don't agree is the lactose intolerance. Is saying here I'm likely to be intolerant, but I'm actually tolerant to milk and all the lactose products. I drink milk every day and I don't see any issues in that. And then here you have different other traits like back hair and bald spot, which can be useful. And a lot of them are things that I already know. So nothing really special down here. And the following section would be whether you want to participate in the 23andMe research program. I didn't put my consent for the genetic research, as I don't know what they're gonna do with my samples. So I actually left it blank for all these research program. And if you are interested, you can actually dig into further detail, looking at the publications that made by 23andMe. So you can see actually quite recent things, the data you have all the way from July 2020 all the way to, to 2010. So you can see here some of the typical publications that was done by 23andMe. And what gets even more interesting is the family tree and friends. So with this functionality, you can actually discover who is in your family tree. So anyone else in your family who have bought the kit and got tested, received their results, should be displayed in here. So at the moment, none of my parents actually done the testing, and also my grandparents, they didn't do the testing, so there's no information in here. But if everything works fine, you should be able to see your parents' detail in here and your grandparents in here. And what gets even more interesting is that you can actually see anyone else who's related to you based on the genetic trait. So if I look at some details in America, there are 87 people in America sharing similar trait to me. So if I go into detail, you can see who is actually residing in where. For example, if you click on this particular person, you can see this person, Charlotte, she would share some of my genetic variations, and we would have been a 4th degree cousin. But unfortunately, I haven't been able to find anyone who is a very close match distance, or a close match cousin to me. So the closest relative I have is a 3rd cousin with only 0.37% DNA shared in common, or 4 segments. And if you go into detail here, you can actually buy another kit if you want for your family. And the price, okay, it's gone back to its original price, £149 per kit. The one I bought was roughly around £80 during the Black Friday sale. So normally 23andMe, they do discount during special event days like Black Friday or Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime days. So if you really want to get a good discount, maybe consider buying the kit around Black Friday or Amazon Prime Day time, which you will get significantly cheaper at half price. So I think that's about it. Oh, there's another function that's actually very useful. So if you click into the browse raw data function here, and you can actually download your data at any time. So here, you'll be able to see the actual data that they've tested, and you can do whatever you need with the data. It's all saved into a text file. But there's around 600,000 records. I don't know what I can do with it, but I thought, yeah, maybe still keep it as a record just in case in the future maybe I will need it at some point, or maybe some other lab will be able to analyzing the data in more detail, which can tell me more information than what I already got from 23andMe. So this can be a very useful function if you have a place where you know you can actually get your DNA tested, and you know where you can actually get your raw data from after you purchase the kit. So, well, here it is. I think that's everything from today. And I think overall, in conclusion, it's an excellent kit. It does tell you a lot of information that I didn't know. For example, I didn't know I was 3% Korean and 0.3% Central Asian. That was very surprising. And I think for the price that you're paying, just under £150 is worth the money. So if you want to have a look yourself, know your heritage, and find a bit more about your health and traits, then have a go yourself and try it out.